Out here, dead things. So continuing on with my Shiatsu spider build. So this is what I've got mocked up now for a body. So basically all I did is I took some construction paper and just started cutting slots into it. I did the first one last night just to get a rough idea of the shape and the cuts, and then I transferred that piece of construction paper onto a new piece and did the cuts again, but did them slightly smaller. So because I had a real quite of a dome like that, which I didn't want. I wanted something a little bit more low profile. So that basically, this center section here is just clearing those the two spinny things inside the Shiatsu. So what I'm going to do is take that off, lay it onto this foam, and cut it again, and again even be a little bit more gentle with these cuts in here, so that they're maybe not quite as wide, so I can tweak them a little bit more. I think how I'm going to attach the whole thing to the body of the Shiatsu is just by using Velcro. I like to have everything to disassemble, so that way I can take things apart and store them for the season. So that's it. Basically a piece like that, lay it out onto the foam, and now I'll just start cutting it out. Okay, so what I've done is I've cut up to that center circle, and then the other thing that I did is I kind of drew around here, kind of give it more of an oval shape instead of square, and then I scored that line so that it's easy to bend it up. So what I'll probably do first is glue all these sections first, and then once that's glued in, then I'll concentrate on bringing these up and around, because I am going to have to trim some more out of there. At the end of the day, this may not work. This may not work for this particular prop, but there's a lot of other mediums that I could use. I'm reluctant to work in paper mache just because of the rodent issues that we have here during the winter. We don't always get mice in, but when they do a lot of destruction before we actually catch them. And they always go for the paper mache. So I know that there's a monster mutt that I could try, and I might end up doing that. But I want to try this technique first because I have seen it used in the professional arena with professional movie props. So we'll see if it works. And stop. Right, here's the body, basically close to completion. You see there's the drawing. Those little two marks up there are for where approximately the spinning dowels are. So everything's been kind of cut and shaped and bent and glued and taped. You see I got tape, masking tape there, and masking tape on the outside as well. I'm not too worried about that showing through, because I'm going to do a finish on it with Great Stuff foam. So I'm just going to pat Great Stuff foam onto it and see where that goes. It looks like a pretty creepy effect. What I'm trying to do is mimic the bodies of, at least the skin texture of spiders where I grew up. I don't know what the heck they were called. We called them rain spiders because they seem to just swell up and get huge after a rainstorm. And they had a real mottled, warty type of skin to them. So that's what I'm going to do for this one. I've come up with a head. Where's my head? My heads are over here. So that is kind of what I'm going to use for a head. Two of them put together, glued together. It's about the size and the shape that I want, and we'll see where I go with the head from there. But work in progress. Alright, I've given it a coating here of Great Stuff foam. And so all basically I did was put Great Stuff in my hand. I had obviously a disposable glove on there. Patted it all over there, knocked down any big spots, spread it all out. And then these are just lines of Great Stuff that I tapped into afterwards. Again, using a glove. You want to make sure you use a glove when you work with this stuff, because once it gets on, it's there for good. So that was the thorax, and there's the stomach. So I want to give credit where credit is due, as always, when I'm inspired to do these things. The use of this type of foam, I'd seen on Monster Makers, but then I figured, Alan from Still Beat Studios, he's probably used something similar, and sure enough, he had you doing armor. So just he has some great tips and techniques on there. So thanks, Alan. And then for this finish here, it's actually God's Flesh where I saw that technique used. I think he used it on a pumpkin. So yeah, so two hunters who've inspired techniques for these for this prop. So there you have it. Onward.